Before we start here with Cincinnati, if you're not currently speaking, please mute your line. We can hear several background noises from people's lines. Again, please mute your line. We'll, David, Coach, we'll let you get right into it. You and David can take it away. Start with an opening statement, please.
Okay. Guys, I'm excited for our guys, excited for our program. First time we've been on the national stage, and I thought our guys performed well. I didn't like how we started the game. We kind of weren't ourselves in terms of execution offensively or just the nature of what we believe in defensively. But I thought after the first 8 minutes or so, our team really started trying to guard and started trying to play the right way. And I'm really proud of our defensive effort. That's something that we, are trying to build our program on. Like, one of the most intrinsic values is who we are defensively, who we are on the backboards. And I thought we did a nice job of that tonight against a really good team. Like, you look down at the stat sheet and, you hold the top 15 team in the country to, under 30% from the field and, 13% from the 3-point line. I think you got to be pleased with that. And man, Kofi Coburn's, he's a tough cover. He's one of the best bigs in America. And he had some great moments and had a night, but to out rebound them 40-36, that's something I'm proud of because, boy, he's a load and he's difficult. And I thought our bigs tonight, all three of our big guys that we threw at him did a great job of giving him different looks and making it difficult. We knew we'd have some moments, but I thought we wore him down over the course of the game, or at least that's what we were trying to do. But no, a big win for our program. We're excited, and we'll try to enjoy it here for the next hour and a half, and then we got to get focused on what's going to happen tomorrow night.
All right, we'll open it up to questions. First up, we got Justin Williams.
Coach, after that under 12 timeout in the first half, the defense seemed to ratchet up, but you also seemed to maybe switch up the coverage on Kofi and start doubling. Was that a change of plan?
It wasn't really a change of plan, Justin. I think, we did adjust our basic principles of how we guard the post for this game. I just don't know if we executed that early in the game. We didn't want him to get deep catches. We didn't want to give him catches with angles, and we wanted to help more from the perimeter because you look down and he had 5 assists last year. So you wanted to help more from the perimeter with your digs and things of that nature. But, I thought, Dual, Odie, and Hayden just did an incredible job of making it difficult and making it miserable. I mean, you look down, 7 for 13, 18 points. I mean, 5, he still has a great night. But I thought we made it more difficult after those first couple minutes. And then I thought our guards did a nice job of coming in and just trying to get their hands on balls. And, our hands were active there. I don't know about the first 8 minutes, but the next 32, our hands were pretty active. And I thought that had something to do with it around the basket as well.
Next up, Jay Sam.
Coach, I just was going to ask what was said in that timeout, because it just seemed like as a team that had more swagger, just, they got more, the defense really ratcheted up. What was the message, or what did you say during that timeout about 8 minutes in that 12-minute timeout? We
talked a lot about the under 4 and the under 16 and the under 12. We talked a lot about just being ourselves. I didn't almost recognize that team the first, 4 to 8 minutes of the game. In terms of who, we weren't playing our defensive principles. We weren't alert. We weren't executing offensively. And, listen, hey, sometimes you're going to get your butt kicked. That's part of college basketball. And I'm okay with getting my butt kicked. That's part of it. I don't like it, but it's part of it. But if we're going to get our butt kicked, let's do it playing our way. And I thought our guys really adjusted and started playing the way that we practice every day and the way that we played for the most part in our first 4 games of the year. And then it was neat to see some positive results come from that. I think that's good this time in the year to get some results when they do it right.
Next up, Keith Jenkins. Keith, you're on mute.
Sorry, Wes, you said that you want the depth to be a strength of this team. As long as everyone buys in, that can be the case. Mike Saunders off the bench because it's a huge game. Ado gets in the foul trouble early, and the depth off the bench helps you guys inside. Can you talk about how that depth tonight really was an impact?
It really was, Keith. And it's something we have to continue to embrace. And it's not easy. I mean, we got guys that could play 25, 30 minutes at a lot of other programs. And they're going to have to sacrifice some of that this year for our team to have more success. And if we all continue to buy into that, we can have a lot of fun and everybody can gain from it, but it's going to be difficult at times. I thought our group really bought into that tonight. I thought the ability to play 5 guys in the front court was really important in tonight's game. I thought the ability, to play multiple point guards, one in, one out or together. I like playing Mike and Micah together. Listen, we're going to need to play into our bench. I'd like to play even deeper into it. I didn't get Jared in tonight till the very end, and I think he'll be in our rotation this year. So I think the depth has to be a strength of this team, and it certainly helped us, especially as we got into the second half tonight.
Brandon, you're up next.
Wes, a lot of us that have watched Cincinnati basketball over the years have always seen the identity be, tough, gritty, scrappy. It seemed like that was tonight. Is that what you want this team's identity to be? Just that Cincinnati brand of basketball that's been for years?
Yeah, I do. That's one of the reasons that I was excited to accept the job and be the head coach at Cincinnati, because I thought the things that I really believe in and the way that I want to coach the game as a head coach aligns directly with the way that Cincinnati basketball has been for a long, long time, over generations. So I felt like it was a good fit, and we haven't arrived, guys. I listened. That was a good night, excited. We haven't arrived across some finish line, but I do want us to be a team that plays defense first, that rebounds first, that does the little tough things every night, game in and game out. And we took a step forward in that direction tonight.
Justin, did you have another question?
Yeah. Wes, you went to Mike pretty quick off the bench. I realize we always talk about his speed, but did you get the sense that maybe Illinois wasn't fully prepared for how fast he was?
I don't know if I'm prepared for how fast his ball speed, and I've said it since the first week I coached him. You notice it on tape when I was looking into the job, but like in person, I played with Ty Lawson for a year in college, and it's the only person Mike's the only person I've ever been around that makes me feel like he has a similar speed with the ball to Ty Lawson. I'm not doing the compare thing. That was a long time ago, but it's the first person I've been around since I played where I went, man, it reminds me of Ty. So his ball speed's so significant. Mike's really embraced making a sacrifice. We have 2 starting point guards. Mike and Mike are both deserving to start. And so he's going to check in the game early, Justin, just because we view him as like our 6th starter. So he's going to check in early, and it gives us a chance to get Dave out early because we run a lot of stuff to him early. So it's kind of the way the rotation's starting to shake out, at least early in the year.
Got time for a couple more questions. Keith, you got one?
Yeah, so Jeremiah played really well tonight, obviously. He was second team all conference leading into this season. How important was it for him to have a great game on this type of spotlight?
Well, I don't think, and I think this is what's neat about our team. I don't think it's really important for any player to have a great game because we're going to do it collectively every night as a team. I think it's important that everybody on our team buys into coming in and playing as hard as they can, giving everything they can in the minutes they're out there. And we have such depth and talent, like guys are going to have nights. But make no mistake about it. Jeremiah is a special offensive player. He has special talent. We're going to run stuff to him. We're going to feature him. And so he's going to have a lot of successful nights, and it's neat to see him kind of rise to the occasion on the big stage.
And last question here from Caleb No.
Coach, 10 minutes into the game, you're down 15. Would you have been surprised at that moment if somebody said you were going to outscore them by 35 from that point forward?
Sure. Yeah. Certainly when you start that poorly and they're in really good rhythm and you're having trouble defending them, you're having trouble executing to get quality shots. I don't ever think like that during a game. So it's kind of a question that's difficult to answer, but in the game, honestly, when I'm coaching, I'm just thinking about how can we win the next possession? Like what do we have to do to win the next possession? I think the only time you really think big picture as a coach is maybe when you're managing a game in the late in the second half. But no, I don't think that I would have said, hey, we're going to win it by 20, or I don't, if you made me step away from it and look at it, but I'm also not surprised that our guys dug in and fought and continued to try to figure it out and stay together, because that's the kind of group that they've been for the time that I've been the head coach here.
All right, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. I think we got a couple Cincinnati players here as well that'll hop on.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.